Hey everybody, Matt here with Mercury TV, and today I'm here to talk about the GMMK2, which is the direct successor to the popular glorious modular mechanical keyboard. Now, long story short, if you've ever had any interest in smoking crack coke, exploring the world of mechanical keyboards, then the GMMK2 is a phenomenal jumping off point. It is better in literally every single way than the original GMMK, and is one of the only products I've ever reviewed on this channel where I don't have a single negative thing to say about it. Whether you're new to this hobby or an experienced veteran with tons of switches, keycaps, boards, lubing station lying around, I think everybody can find some value in the GMMK2, and it's definitely worth a purchase in my book. I'm gonna have the video broken down into a couple of sections. First, I'm gonna talk about the facts and features of the board. I'm gonna do a direct comparison between it and the original, and then go over the software and lighting, which isn't gonna take too much time, and then kind of wrap it all up. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So both the original and the GMMK2 come in 6 flavors. The original came in 3 different sizes. You had a compact 10 keyless and a standard full size, and it came in black and white. Whereas the GMMK2 comes in 2 sizes, a compact and a 96% full size, but this time in 3 colors, black, white, and pink. Right here in front of me, I have the 96% in pink. You can buy these barebones or built-in with switches and keycaps. I personally bought the barebones, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. And then important to note as well, the original GMMK came with tactile Gatoron brown switches, whereas the GMMK2 comes with these Glorious Fox linear switches. Both of them came with double shot ABS keycaps. I bought this one bare bones for my girlfriend and installed linear switches with PBT keycaps. And I got the one with the number pad after I asked her kind of what her desires were. She didn't want linear switches. I think that's a little bit difficult when all you do is type on it, which is all she does. She doesn't do any gaming, right? So I bought this, and I have to say that I am absolutely enthralled with the 96% form factor. It is just fucking awesome, okay? I think most of us buy 10 keyless keyboards because we don't want the massive space commitment of a full-size keyboard, but at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice the function keys or the arrow keys that you do when you buy a compact. So most of us get 10 keyless keyboards, but a 96% is just badass. It is barely larger than a 10 keyless keyboard, and you get your number pad as well as basically everything that you would want in it, right? So I love this. I've never messed with a 96% before, and I want one for myself at this point, right? Unless you absolutely know that you want linear switches, my recommendation would be to buy the keyboard bare bones and install what you like. I like tactile switches, I like PBT keycaps. So the linears and double shot ABS that come with it would just be an absolute waste for someone like me. So if you already have an idea of what you like, bare bones is going to be plenty for you, right? If you need switches and keycaps and you need to test out stuff, then sure. But for $80, the bare bones is just, mwah, right? One last thing to note is that if you do end up going with the 96%, any keycap sets that you have bought before for a full size or 10 keyless might not work with this. And the ones that I have missing are the ones that are the problem children, okay? Basically, due to the form factor, a lot of stuff doesn't exactly fit anymore. So you have to have specialty sets that work. Right up here in the top corner, for example, you have page up and page down. So if you have an older set, like I do right now, and I put it on there, you might be able to see that the switches are different heights because normally page up and page down are on top of each other, not side by side. So just something to pay attention to. If you decide to get your own keycaps, just make sure that they're compatible with the 96% form factor, okay? All right, so like I said earlier, this thing is just leaps and bounds ahead of the original in terms of build quality. When I reviewed this last year in 2021, I said that while I was interested in the world of modular keyboards, this just wasn't it for me. In my opinion, it just looked and felt flimsy, and I still have that opinion, right? So after I bought this, I ended up going out and buying a high-profile drop control, which is just this hefty chunk of aluminum. I bought my own tactile switches, I lubed them, keycaps, put some foam in there, right? The whole shebang. It was so much fun getting to make something that's my own. I think that's one of the big draws of modular keyboards is that just like your PC, yes, other people might have the same components, but you get to make it yours. It's personal to you. Nobody else built that one. You put the time in, especially if you fucking lube the switches, right? And it's the first time, it takes hours, but it's a blast. It's worth it, right? Especially upgrade the stabilizer, whatever. You guys get it. So when my girlfriend had asked for a keyboard, I thought about getting another drop control, but I wanted to see what else was out there. and I stumbled upon this one, and I am just so glad I did. As soon as I saw the updated GMMK2, I just had to try it out. This thing is just freaking beautiful. It has a nice, solid metal top plate, okay? It is significantly heftier than the original, like night and day in terms of weight. It's not as heavy as the solid chunk of aluminum, but it's still got a ton of heft to it. And then they just went through and did a ton of little upgrades, right? They went with the 5-pin hot swappable switches instead of the 3-pin. They added a layer of foam between the top plate. They have phenomenal stabilizers on this compared to the original. I probably should have had a switch installed, but like, dude, they're nice, okay? It has the nice accent lighting on the side, as well as just phenomenal RGB in general. I think Glorious does a good job with that. Dude, just look at it, right?
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it.
It's phenomenal in terms of the heft and quality that they went with on it. Nice rubberized feet. They have the included USB-A to USB-C cable, which is nice as well. Just an overall great package, and night and day difference between the original. Don't go out and buy the GMMK unless you absolutely have to have a 10 keyless keyboard. Otherwise, take a look at this one right here, right? So moving into the software and lighting on this, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it because at this point I feel like most software and lighting features are relatively the same. All you need to know is that it's vibrant and the software works. One thing I will mention, it's nice when you buy something from a company like Glorious or even HyperX, SteelSeries, whatever it may be, because of the dedicated software that you get with it. One of my biggest complaints about the drop control is that you have to learn how to use this QMK software if you want to change anything. And even then it's difficult, I think it's actually impossible to get to save to the board, right? So you're basically stuck with the presets that you originally had when you got it. So I'm going to show you all the software real quick, not a lot of time, and then we'll just go ahead and wrap it all up, okay?
All right, so here's our Glorious Core software. You can go in, you can have multiple profiles. On the lighting tab, you have the option to change your preset. It's everything you've ever seen before, right? Nothing new or groundbreaking there. You can change the brightness on it. And then there's this cool little thing. You can have a caps lock indicator with blinking side lights. Now, it's difficult to see. You have to be like looking at the side of your keyboard, but still something interesting. You can change it per key if you want to. They have quick selections for different groups you might use. You can go in and change all of your key bindings on the keyboard, which is nice to do. You have macros, shortcuts, whatever you want. And then the performance section, you can go in and change your polling rate and your input latency. So short and sweet, like I said, good software, never had any issues with it, never had an issue with it crashing or failing to detect the products I have plugged in. So works fine.
So like I said at the beginning, the GMMK2 is absolutely phenomenal, and I can't recommend it enough. It is just freaking awesome. Like, I want to go out and buy one for myself, but I don't know if I can justify it due to the fact that I already have this one for gaming and this one for work, but who knows, maybe one day, right? One thing I do want to mention is that I'm going to be doing a giveaway soon for my for hitting 1,000 subscribers. So if y'all have any ideas of what you would maybe want me to give away, I personally think this would be a good thing to give away. I think anybody who gets it would be happy with it. It's just an awesome keyboard. So let me know in the comments below if y'all have any ideas there. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them there. Yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Let me know what I could have done better. Hope y'all have a great rest of the week. Talk to you next time.